The film I liked her the most in was Vicky Cristina Barcelona, the Woody Allen film. I thought she was fantastic in that film. And I also liked her in a music video that she had made. She's on a photo shoot and she's being made up and everybody's laughing at her jokes and they're giving her, you know, lovely flowers in the dressing room and she's being sport rotten, you know, by everybody. And, you know, like the Queen thinks the world smells of fresh paint, that kind of thing going on. And then she gets out, she leaves the shoot, so I think Salman Rushdie gives her a hug, and it's all like just this perfect world of privilege and celebrity. And then she gets into a car, and then she closes the car with a big bunch of flowers that these two clients have given her, and they wave her off, and she waves them off, and the camera goes with her in the car, and then her face just drops. And you see the whole thing was her artifice, it was her pretense. And I saw the character in that moment. Yeah, and I saw her as the character, absolutely in that moment. That was it. That was the piece. That was the shot. If there was one shot of everything she's ever done that confirmed it for me, it was that.
The cast is a mixture of some professional actors, some untrained people who do acting, who I'd worked with before, like Paul Brannigan and Joe Zula, and then there were professional actors like Michael Moreland, Christoph Haddock. But the bad man was quite a difficult character to cast in a lot of ways because he was very important to Jonathan artistically, but he also had a very specific skill set. He definitely wanted them to be racing a bike and he wanted it to be the same person, no body doubles. I can't remember if it was locations or production team, I can't remember which of the guys it was. He was in the recce, he said, have you ever heard of Ghost Rider in Sweden? Who's this man who does illegal riding and stunts and is completely unknown and has never been unmasked. And Jonathan phoned us and asked us to find him on a Friday night. And I was just like, oh my God, here we go. The guys in my office spent all weekend trying to track this guy down. We did actually track him down. We did find out who he was and we did get a Skype call with him. And then he disappeared in a puff of smoke. So what we started doing was looking for people in the professional racing scene. We had tapes coming from Australia. We had literally all over the world, America, everything. And Jeremy McWilliams, who plays the part, had been suggested to us relatively early on. Jonathan said, you know what, I really like something about that guy. And they met and they really hit off and it seemed the right fit. There are relatively few people who have a facial deformity who seemed comfortable being on camera. We sat down with Adam in a room and we talked to him. Jonathan talked to him. Jim asked him some questions. Jonathan asked him some questions. And I shot it on film. And John looked back at that with Walter. And they took some of that and they fed that into the script. And so a lot of that were very natural responses. Maybe that made Adam more comfortable with the lines, I don't know. Because again, he'd been on screen before, but he hadn't acted, so it's a very, very different thing. But I think a lot of it was very natural because it was essentially his own words. So the story of Dave Acton, our woodsman, was actually, that was a real team effort because Dave owned one of the locations that we were looking at for filming. Initially we started with a chat and we talked to him about the film and what it would mean and was he comfortable possibly being on camera, and he said he was. And then we tried some improvisations with him. We didn't want to put him in a difficult position and we didn't want to put Scarlett in a difficult position because the scenes are very challenging. I mean, he's trying to rape her, you know, so that would be hard for anyone to be involved in, no matter how experienced or even if you'd done that sort of scene before. We went out into the streets of Govan with the camera and with Dave and we kind of did some scenes when he was meant to be attacking me, and we really needed to push it to check that he was going to be okay with it. And it was very hard for him, and he would kind of run at me and then sort of stop and apologise and go, I can't, oh no, I'm so sorry. But I just sort of had to say to him, you've got to just go for it,